Hello everyone! Hi! Today we are
Ooh.
playing this game, it's just a demo right now, Cozy Game Restoration. I have been following the creator on YouTube for a while now as he just details how he was going through this, and I was so into it because if you guys do not know, classic game cartridges are kind of like my thing. I've done a little bit of restoration in my time, not on anything crazy. What does this do? Oh, this changes the day. The window by a little bit of time, so it moves it. That's really cool. Okay. I have not gone any further than this, so we are going to see what this entails. Pick a parcel to
Whoa,
see what game is inside. These
there's a
change
little
daily.
me in the bottom
Yeah,
left corner.
it's
I
because,
don't know if it'll show up on the recording, but
it's a little Discord overlay. Okay.
what if you guys can see me? Hi.
Okay, let's go with this one, because it's the only option. Okay, mouse controls. Left to interact, scroll to... Why'd it go away? Please come back. Okay, take off the packing tape. Oh. Oh man.
Work faster.
This is, unrealistic because this tape would be sticking to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and the controls are also here. I am so psyched for this game, guys. You have no idea. Okay. Q-tip, packing...
Oh,
Oh my
packing
gosh!
peanuts.
Super Nintendo! Can I get rid of the packing peanuts? Okay. Oh, why is the radio off? Okay. Let's start by removing these sales stickers. I've always hated when they put these on the cartridge themselves. Or, like, on the sticker. You could put it on the cartridge, just don't put it on the sticker. Like, who does that?
People who just don't care.
Why did it unmute itself? Okay. For grooves and stubborn grime? Okay, so we start here.
Do I see the toothpaste in the bottom left corner?
You do, in fact, see the toothpaste in the bottom
Or
left corner.
is that for discs?
Most likely. I would guarantee it is.
I still remember always doing that.
Man, I'm too old school for discs. I didn't have discs for... Where's my cleaning thing? My cleaning thing's right there. And this is cool because you have to clean off the Q-tip after enough time. Because otherwise it just smears around the dirt.
Yeah.
There's so many little details like that in this game. It's just a cozy little game. I feel like this game would be good for background video for later on,
Yeah.
because it's just so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome. It is so cool.
Yeah, no, I love just games like that you can just have going on in the background.
This is a perfect way to start our morning. It is a little after 10 o'clock here, and this is our first recording of the day. It's going to be a long day. Because I'm going out of town this weekend, so we need to be prepared for the entire weekend.
Yay.
Yay.
Means I gotta hunker down on the editing.
Yes, that means Landon's going to be
Which I
doing
do
a
not mind at
whole lot
all.
more of the editing. Well, I say a whole lot more, but it's likely not going to be a whole lot more.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No, I enjoy the editing. I kind of just sit there, put on some music and just for a few hours, just, go at it.
This is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. I haven't used an entire bottle of rubbing alcohol yet.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
Let's blow in the cartridge.
Ugh. Here's the thing, guys. They say you only really need to do that on NES games. However, let's be honest with ourselves. Sometimes you need to do it on other games. And heck, even with the 3DS, sometimes you need to blow into the actual system itself. Oh no, I'm spreading
But
dirt.
like either way, it's like it's just cool to do it.
Yes.
Just fun.
No, like sometimes my 3DS will not read games unless like you blow into the system itself. And you have to be pretty aggressive about it. But
Right.
even then, my 3DS is also held together with hopes and prayers.
Right.
This is. I'm not lying about that. It's missing the majority of its screws. I've taken it
Well, I know
apart
all
so
the
many times.
I know your little bin with
Oh,
all that,
my
all
bin
the
with
ones that
all
are taken
the.
apart.
I've got 4 dismantled 3DS and DS systems sitting in a bag in my room. What's this do? Liquid and debris. Oh,
Oh,
there we
sweet.
go. That's what
I
I
used to
meant to.
love packing peanuts
They're
when I was little.
crunchy. You can eat them.
Exactly. I loved them in Toy Story 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
I Something about that movie was just so satisfying.
Go away. What's this do? Oh, that's cool. So yeah, pretty much just this little bit on the edges and then that. For ink and adhesive removal, yeah, there we go. That's it. Oh, polish, scratch.
Yep, scratch removal. Yep.
Perfect. Just like that. Oh my goodness, you guys. I am loving this game so far. It's so cozy. This is so much better than any of the other cozy games we've played recently. Oh yeah. This little bit on the sticker here. Perfect. So aura. Okay. Let's make sure we get all the edges and corners and stuff. Because that seems to be what we're missing. Is along these grooves. And oh! Oh my gosh. That's so much better. Yeah, there's that little bit stuck there. Nah, I need to be a little bit more aggressive here. Let's see. I think that's more of this. Yeah. Because it was a different color. Oh yeah, definitely. You can zoom. Let me dry this
Looks like an 8-year-old handled this.
off. Gosh. Oh,
All like
definitely.
the sticky, just random stuff on it.
Okay, so fun fact. I am in the possession of a 25th anniversary edition Mario DSi XL. And it's red, it's just got a couple little stencily Mario things on it. And it was my mother's, it's technically still hers, but I've been quote unquote fixing it for the last number of years. Um let's flip this around.
And I'm in sole possession of a $19 Fortnite card. Who
Oh my
wants it?
gosh. My sister said that the other day. How do Can I flip this around? Like, do I have to? I'm assuming I have to clean the back of it too, but.
No, you
Oh,
definitely
there
do
we
because
go.
they're only
There
25%
we
done.
go.
Yum.
Perfect. Let's get off some more of these stickers. Ooh, this one's tough. But, the reason I had taken it into my care and taken it apart was because the D-pad down button had not worked for the last number of years. And since I'd taken my 3DS apart and fixed multiple at this point, I figured, I just have to probably replace that one button. I can do that. It's pretty simple. And so I open it up and I'm looking inside of the thing. And I get to the D-pad and already I can tell something's up. Because the entire inside is just coated in this brown sticky residue, which I had not seen before. And this is a much older console than any of the 3DSs I had taken apart. And I'm like, huh, what is that? But like, it smelled really sweet. So I just had to kind of bite the bullet, and you guys are gonna call me weird for this, but I had to like taste it because I knew
Fun.
I recognized that smell. Turns out it's like 10-year-old dried Dr. Pepper. And that's why it was so familiar, because it was very obviously Dr. Pepper. And so came the question of, Mother, how did you get Dr. Pepper inside of your 3DS? Or your DSi? She couldn't tell me.
Probably doesn't even
And
remember.
it was either her or my sister, because we used to play that a
Her.
lot. Like, why? And why would you not have cleaned it up a little bit before, it got dried in? So, it, like, corroded away because if you don't know, I actually have... For those of you who are unaware, this is what the board looks like for the D-pad. The D-pad's down here. And here, let me make you guys a little bit bigger so I can show you. Okay. So as you can see, I've got it kind of taped on there with regular tape. They're just like little buttons, kind of like a Snapple cap, but they're like glued on there. So if they lose their adhesive and pop off, there's really nothing you can do about it. And this is the way that all of the buttons on the DS are. So the only way to do that really is to replace that entire portion of it, which is so sad. I need to make you guys small again. How do that? Okay. Hi guys, I'm gonna put you up here. Again. Now you're banished to the top of my screen again, but anyway, that's that story. She's not getting that thing back. She's really not getting that thing back.
Does she even remember you have it?
Probably not. She actually had me steal it from my dad when I was little. She had me stealing stuff. My parents are divorced, and she had me stealing stuff from my dad for the longest time. And that was back in like first, second grade, maybe even kindergarten that I took that for her. So at this point, especially because the way she handles her game stuff now is just kind of horrible, and I know it would not be taken care of and would likely be sold if it were over there. Because when I managed to get my beloved, my gold edition Majora's Mask 3DS, I wanted one of those babies for almost a decade since they came out, because Majora's Mask is my favorite game of all time, and I needed it, So it took me over a decade, and over $500-600 later, I finally managed to get one. I bought it for myself for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I was sitting at a Christmas party for my mother's side of the family, And I was just sitting there playing my 3DS, and she's sitting next to me, and her dad's sitting next to her, and they're having a conversation when her husband comes by, and I was talking about it because my mom said I should talk about it. And he goes, "Oh, so when are you going to sell that thing? What are you going to do with the money?" Which, like, it wasn't a joke or anything either. He's just that kind of a person. And I went, "Excuse me?" Because I just spent a decade trying to get one of these, and it's kind of one of the coolest things in my personal collection, because my parents have been collecting Nintendo games and Nintendo things their entire lives. Uh, so a lot of our collection, or my collection, because let's be honest, it's going to be my collection. A lot of my collection is their things, not things that I've found over the years. So it's really nice to, have something I've collected in my collection like that. Whoa.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I see where he was coming from, like about talking about selling it, just
Mm-hmm.
because, you know,
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
But it actually kind of has meaning. You actually try to get it for so long to just own it.
Exactly. And like it's not like it was like a Switch or something. It's definitely a collector's item. And it's not like it was in great condition when I got it. It was falling apart when I got it, let's be honest. I've
Mhm.
said let's be honest a lot today, but no, the guy had it and he took pretty good care of it for the most part. But, after a decade, it's going to
Right.
have a certain amount of wear and tear. Mm. So, yeah, it's being held together with washi tape, duct tape, a little bit of scotch tape, some super glue, little bits and pieces of cardboard, a little bit of hot glue. it's it's just it's managing. I need to replace like half of its components. The home button doesn't work anymore.
Mm.
Uh it's constantly on the verge of stopping working. And the thing is, I homebrewed it like almost immediately after I'd gotten it. Okay. This is some kind of sticker residue, and it's still there. I guess I have to scrub at it with the toothbrush because it's a little bit more
Yeah.
stubborn. But yeah, I homebrewed my 3DS during a school day one day because I got bored. High school really was such a boring time.
I'm so glad I didn't go to high school. Oh,
Man, we
oh.
could have gone to high school together. It would have been so peak. We could
Also, if I
have.
still lived there, you could
Because when I
always
started
go
going to
over.
high school, you were still in the area. Maybe you wouldn't have left
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah, if I didn't, because one of our friends at the time would always go over to my place after
Hmm.
school or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Because you lived like blocks
Literally
away.
right there. Yeah, I lived like 3 blocks away.
It would have been so peak.
It'd be so awesome.
It would
It'd be
be
so
so
cool.
cool. Mm. But there's like this thing in my family where nobody can take care of their video game consoles. The first video game console I had ever owned was just a classic blue 3DS XL. You guys know the type. I took good care of it, and then one day my maternal grandmother got mad at me because I had video evidence of her like abusing me on there. And um so she got mad and threw it down her porch stairs to try and erase the evidence, not understanding how memory cards and stuff worked.
Yeah, how yeah.
I've got the memory card somewhere. I've got copies of it, but it'd be really nice to have the original memory card. It's around here somewhere. So then I went and I had it shipped into Nintendo because that's when you could still ship in your 3DS to Nintendo and they'd fix it for you. And then the second time and the last time that happened was one day I was playing it and it just shut off and would not turn on anymore. Because a flaw with specifically the 3DS models, the XLs, I've never seen it in a classic 3DS, was that over time the ribbon cable in the hinge would degrade, so then it would just stop turning on. And actually there's 3 ribbon cables in the hinge. Okay, let's see. Yeah, how do I toothbrush?
Toothbrush?
Yeah. So that was a very common thing, and that's what happened. And I didn't know that's what happened at the time, because that was back in like 2016, and I would have just fixed it back then. But for whatever reason, nobody would send it in for me, even though they still did that. And like I had the money, it's just that nobody cared enough, really. And that was really sad. I was playing Oracle of Ages at the time, and then it just shut off mid playing. I was in the Goron area. I remember it vividly.
It was that depressing.
It was so depressing, like honestly, because that's all I really had growing up was that
Sure.
3DS.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't allowed to have anything else. My parents just loved to get rid of stuff just because they
Right.
could. And it was the only thing I was really allowed to take between my parents' house.
Mm.
Because, like, I wasn't allowed to draw or anything back then.
Yeah.
Because my dad said, art is too messy or something like that. Like, I couldn't even have pencils, man. It was so sad. Okay. Man, I was born with glass bones and paper skin. But anyway.
My leg!
So, but the thing is, my sister, my younger sister, she also got a 3DS at the same time. It was a... Now, my sister, she was not... You know what, I've got them all right here. I'll break them out for you guys. I'll break them out for you guys. That's how angry this has me. Hold on. We're not on cutaway segment number 1. We're on cutaway segment number 2 of this video. And this is supposed to be a cozy video. I dropped something. Okay.
Now this is a crash out video.
Now this is a crash out video. You guys are gonna watch me crash out. Look how tired I am. Anyway. Okay. So this is the shell of my mother's... It's a little bit dusty. It's been on my desk for the last couple years. DSi. See, it's so cool. All that really makes it different from a regular DS is the little pictures and the little text. It just says 25th anniversary Mario Bros. But okay. But so this was not my first 3DS. This was the second of my 3DSs that we were just talking about. It's in really good condition. It has screen protectors. The back's a little bit messed up. That's not from me. That's from the person who tried to take it apart before me. Oh. But, oh yeah, and I've got a couple screws in, but, what is that? Oh, yeah. So the only thing that's wrong with this is I need to just replace all the ribbon cables, then it'll work again. Which, they're not even all that expensive, so it'd be nice to have that working. However, this was my sister's first 3DS. It snapped in half because my sister doesn't take care of things. And actually, these are the top halves of 2 different 3DSs. So, all I really need are the back plates. However, it'd be really nice to have this working because this is a gold edition Mario system. It had Mario on one half, Luigi on the other half. And this, when you got it, the plates are in amazing condition, by the way, because they've been in a bag for the last decade. Oh, gosh, my lighting's horrible. Okay, hi. We're down here now. But yeah. The thing that makes this different, other than the back plate and front plate being different, is that it came pre-downloaded with a special copy of the side-scroller 2D Mario game that came out at the time. It came with a special gold copy that you could only get downloaded on that specific type of 3DS. So it would be really nice to have that working again, because otherwise that's one less of those to exist. So after my sister shattered that, my mother bought her, and again, this is only the frames for it. My mother bought her, and I'm livid about this one. I am livid about this one. She bought her this.
What the?
Yeah. Front plate, back plate. It was a limited edition Link Between Worlds 3DS. And now it's broken. However,
okay, that's a valid crash out.
This one's cool because not only were the plates different, but the body of the 3DS itself was gold. And I've never seen this in another 3DS. And this one, the only problem was, well, it was working, but I took it apart, to fix some stuff. And, because she didn't 100% break this one, she only half broke it, because if you look, you probably won't be able to see very well, but if you look down here, you can see that I had to glue this part back on. Yeah, because she broke the hinge, and then she also broke the circle pad, and then, glued that back into place, so it didn't play very well. Oh.
That one's genuinely so depressing. Holy.
They're both so depressing, because these are limited edition consoles that do not exist anymore at this point. I'm going to fix them. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to fix them.
Stream it.
I've been planning to. Actually, something I wanted to get into doing was custom building different 3DSs on stream, and like making a business out of it. So like you could buy a custom 3DS from me, and I could mod it for you and stuff. And then here, there we go. Hi guys. And then you could watch me put it together for you. Which was something I've been toying with for a number of years, but if you guys are interested in that, then let me know. But the reason I went on this entire crash out was to show that I was never given nice things, and my sister got all of these really nice things that she never took care of. Like, be serious. Be for real. Cool. That looks to be almost fine. Let me hit the UV light. Just that little bit right there. And on the edge. Okay. Cool. I think the only thing I really have to complain about is how hard it is to get these edges, because it just kind of phases through. Other than that, I don't think I have anything constructive to say at this point. Which is good. But anyway, now I'm on to the crazy story. In the 90s, when the Game Boy was popular, this is a story I have been told by both of my parents. My mother is one of 5 kids. There we go. My mother's one of 5 kids. She is the middle. She has 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. One of her younger brothers had one of these Game Boys, and one day he spilled milk all over it. However, what I had heard from my father was that he did not clean it up.
Oh,
and he left that poor little Game Boy to fester. And I don't remember this entirely, but my dad said something about opening it up and finding it just absolutely disgusting inside.
Well, I bet.
I think he said something about, like, maggots or something. I don't know.
But, I would be surprised.
But, like, what the heck, guys? Take care of your consoles. Actually, I've got one more really cool console to show off. Hold on. It's right there. Got one more really cool console to show off. And Landon might remember this one. stuck, guys. I'm stuck in the yarn. This is another one of the really cool things in my collection. Okay, guys, this is the last time, I swear. This is the last time. But I don't think I even showed Landon some of this stuff. I managed to... It should be in here. Oh, yeah. Let me start with... Here, let me pop this back into place. Let me start with saying that this is, again, one of the coolest things I own, and the fact that I have managed to track down the full set, all at different times, in different places, when I wasn't looking for them, they just came to me, is the coolest thing. This is my favorite thing about thrifting. So, this, and I believe this is an original, is a carrying pouch for a smaller Game Boy. It's like a Game Boy Color, any of that era type of thing. Specifically, it's a Pokemon edition in really amazing condition. And it's got a pocket on the back. Oh, it was open already. It's got a pocket on the back. This part opens up to store games, of which I have... Oh my gosh, is that the Oracle games? I've got the Oracle games in here right now. How funny is that? That we were just talking about them. But they've even got little straps that you can put them in so that they don't jostle around too much. It's got carrying space for at least 2. You could probably fit 4 in there if you really wanted to squish them in there. Because it does pop out a little bit, so you could fit more in there. Then it opens up, and out comes this. This is my Pikachu Pokemon Edition Game Boy Color. And the thing about this specific console is when you bought this specific console, which is already super rare. Where is it? Okay, it's not in here. The other Oracle game's in here. But the thing I wanted to say is when you get that, you got specifically the special edition of Pokemon Yellow. Well, Pokemon Yellow was special edition, but, it's... The only thing it's missing is a backplate, which I've been looking for. And I got this back in 5th grade from a friend of ours, who I reconnected with recently. Landon, are you here, or did you die?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But that's...
Sorry, my nose started bleeding.
Oh my gosh! That's so not Aura. But this is one of the coolest things I've gotten to add to my collection. And it's pretty much full. The only other things I really need are maybe a couple of attachments. Oh, it says ALS on it, but this is really cool. I want to start bringing this around more often, but I don't have any batteries. Which means I shall be going to buy batteries today, because everything requires batteries, and I just don't have them. My Wavebird requires batteries. My Wii controllers require batteries. My one of my Switch controllers, for whatever reason, requires batteries. Which is such an odd choice in the day. Yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch GameCube controller. And it runs off of 2 AA batteries. Which is so strange, because this only came out a couple of years ago. And, like, every other Pro controller is, for the most part, rechargeable. So why is that one battery-powered? Okay. Oh, I gotta get into those grooves a little bit better. Let's see. Something cool to add would be, because it'd pretty much be the solvent. It also, it doesn't just work for, like, inks and stuff. It makes everything harder to get off. Or everything easier to get off. So that would be a cool addition. Cool, cool, cool. This makes me want to play A Link to the Past. My video
Man,
game
it's been a while
teacher
since I
said
played
he
that
does
one.
not. Okay, guys, so for those of you who do not know, I am in college. And I am in video game design specifically. And the professor who I've had teaching me my game design classes so far for the last year said towards the end of the school year that and he looked directly at me when he said it, and he said, "I'm sorry, I just don't like A Link to the Past."
It's
And
fair to have opinions, even though if they're not right.
that's exactly what I said to our 8th grade teacher after he looked me dead in the eyes and said the 90s live action Ninja Turtles movies were bad.
Oh
Like,
god.
sir, how can you say that to me with a straight face? Those are some of the greatest movies to grace me with their presence. He had a lot of really bad takes.
Yeah, no, no one really liked him.
He was fine. I'm stuck outside.
It just depended on the person, you know.
Yeah, he didn't
He
treat
had
me all too
favorites.
well, but like I definitely like we had a lot more in common because I've always
Yeah.
been like the more retro person in whatever I've been into. Like uh like currently, heck, we're playing a game about restoring retro game cartridges. I mean, that should tell you who I am. I was always like this. I didn't just come into this in recent years. I've been like this literally my entire life.
Yep. Your whole entire life.
My whole entire 19 years at
And then you
my
probably
big
straight
ol'
from the womb.
age. Am I a big age? But so my professor, he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, "I did not like A Link to the Past." And I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, "That's okay. I think Tears of the Kingdom was terrible." And
Which it was.
it was, but that's the thing, because like two of his favorite games are Breath of the Wild and not so much Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom gets talked about
Right.
frequently. And like my thing with Breath of the Wild was a good game. It was. I just
Yep.
think it shouldn't have been a Zelda game. I think Nintendo were too afraid to put themselves out there, so they relied on one of their old reliable IPs.
Well, I mean, they knew it'd make money.
Yeah,
So, I
exactly.
mean,
Even
from
if
a,
the game wasn't good, it would
corporation
have
standpoint, it makes
relied.
sense.
But like it could have been its own thing. And like Splatoon. Splatoon is one of their more recent successes. That came out on the Wii U, which is like people say it was a failed console. I like the Wii U. Mine's sitting right there. We were playing Twilight Princess the other day, but anyway, the Wii U. And it did really well. It's one of their current top games, so much so that it's getting its own spin-off and it's on its third mainline title in about a decade. So
I
it's doing
will
really well. Yeah.
I will be honest, I don't think it would have worked if it wasn't Legend of Zelda. Reason being,
Hmm.
budget. They wouldn't be able to have as big of a budget, so they couldn't make an open world like that.
I guess.
Like they wouldn't make the game as good because it just wouldn't have the money. Now, if it had the same budget, yeah, I believe it could do. Like you
However,
said, it'd
now
be
what I think
perfect.
they could do, because now they know that that works, is I really think they need to shy away from Breath of the Wild because it's old and it is
They,
boring.
yeah, they need to.
They have
It's
been
done.
overdoing that title for the last 5 games. Well,
Yeah,
4. Because now it's got 2 Hyrule Warriors games, the original, and a sequel. I really need. They really need to stop milking it.
yeah.
But
No,
I
thing
think.
about Tears of the
Mhm.
Kingdom is the only good part of that game was the finale. The finale was amazing. I honestly think is probably one of my favorite endings to any Zelda game. To be
It came
honest,
out on my birthday, and my dad bought it, quote unquote, for me for my birthday.
all
He
right,
then
yeah,
played
yep,
it for a month straight, and then when I asked to play it, he told me to shut up and get a job. Um, and then
it's not
immediately
worth
after
playing.
he played it, my sister got to play it. Like even if it's a bad game, I'd play it because I'm a Zelda fan.
Sure, right, exactly.
And like I can't fairly criticize it without playing it, you know.
Yeah,
I have to give it its chance.
God, the dialogue. Oh, ugh.
Just
You know, I hated it. Well, I hated it. It felt grindy. It felt like you had to grind. And it was just it was so repetitive. The voice lines being the same exact thing for each place. It is so stupid.
But I feel like now that they know it works, it could branch off into its own non-Zelda series. Now that they know that they can do that style of game and it works really well.
Well, yeah, I mean
Because
that's what they've done. I mean they've done it. It's just
mhm,
so many different games are doing it now. The open world genre is kind of done for. To be fair, when it comes to
mhm.
what
Especially
we were
when you
talking
get
about with
to mhm.
Souls likes.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
especially with Tears of the Kingdom. Oh my gosh. Because, like, I genuinely liked Breath of the Wild for what it was. I liked its story, I liked its environment. I would have liked a little bit more music, but, like, it wasn't Zelda to me. It broke
yeah,
and,
sure.
like, I am all for games trying something new and going against the mold and, all that sort of stuff. I'm all for that. However, then that became all it was.
Sure.
And that game came out in 2017, so we are going on to almost a decade. And the thing is, if you look at the. I'm pulling out the receipts for this one. If you look at the pattern of the years that the Zelda games came out, guys, I'm sorry, I said that that was going to be the last one, but it's not.
Who
Because
cares?
I'm pulling out the receipts. Okay. This was supposed to be cozy.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
guys.
Breath of the Wild, I love Breath of the Wild so much.
This is my original copy of the Hyrule Historia. I got this one back in like 2015, maybe 2016. Uh, yeah, from the school book fair. Not the book fair. I got this from the book order. It goes through the entire line of games and it tells you when each game came out, which is great because it can help me. Hold on, there's a better page. Okay. I am now going to tell you the time span in between each Zelda game leading up to. I think it stops at Skyward Sword. Leading up to the 3D remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Not even Majora's Mask. The remake of Majora's Mask hadn't even come out yet. So this was like 2011. The Legend of Zelda came out in 86. Legend of Zelda 2 came out in 87, which is a year difference. However, then we're jumping a few years between 87 and 91, which was about 4 years in between Adventure of Link and A Link to the Past. Then we go into Link's Awakening, which was the first game on the handheld, which came out on. There were a couple different versions of Link's Awakening. There was Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX. The first one came out on the Game Boy. The second one came out on the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy Color. Yeah, Game Boy Color. And that came out in 93 and 98 respectively. Gosh, it even has the virtual console dates on here. Good grief. So that was 2 years. And then the Game Boy Color version was 5 years after that. However, not 100% counting that. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time came out in 98, which was 5 years. Majora's Mask came out the next year, which that doesn't even really count because that's. If you guys want me to get into that, I know all about the process behind Majora's Mask. Like, don't even test me. Then the
There's a
Oracle
lot of reused
games.
assets too, so they didn't even have
There
to like
is. They remade pretty much. They
Yeah.
reused like everything. It was an asset flip, which is why I said in that last video that the Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask pipeline is real, and everybody agreed with me. That was one of our most viewed shorts. It still is. I think it is still our most viewed short. But
Mhm.
anyway, then the Oracle games, which fun fact, there were actually supposed to be 3 Oracle games, not 2. And you know who you are. I doubt Linkus is going to see this, but Linkus, the Oracle games are 2 very separate, different games. They are not like Pokemon. No, I was in that stream when good old Linkus7. He plays Wind Waker. He's a Wind Waker speedrunner. And he was doing
Yeah,
a
I know.
rando of Skyward Sword. It was 11 hours. I sat through it multiple times because I enjoy Skyward Sword. Maybe we'll play Skyward Sword. Um people were telling him to play the Oracle games, and he's like, "Chat, do I really need to play both of them? Aren't they like the same game?" When I tell you, we got mad, and we're trying to explain to him that, they're two different games, and he's like, "Chat, look," and he pulled up the box art and showed that they're the same style, and he's like, "These are the same style." Like, yeah, Linkus, they came out on the same console, at the same time. They're sister games. And then, he goes online, and he pulls up the opening game art, and he's like, "Chat, these are like the same." Like, yeah, Linkus, they're both pictures of Hyrule Castle shown at the beginning of the game. Guys, this makes me so irrationally mad. But anyway, by the end of the stream, he still didn't believe us, but anyway. Gosh, I love those games. Those are some of my favorite Zelda games. Anyway, those came out in 01, which was a year after. So far, we're seeing 1 to 3 years average between each of these games. Then the Wind Waker came out. Wind Waker came out in 02, which was the next year. So it was 2 years between main title home console Zelda games. Then A Link to the Past and Four Swords came out pretty much at the same time. Which was, oh man, look at that box art. I don't have that box art. I gotta go get that box art. Oh, but in between then, they released a version of the game, which it's actually here in the back of the book. This version. It's great, and it had the first 2 Zelda games, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and a demo of Wind Waker. I have 3 of those original GameCube copies, and I've got the original Prima guidebook. I believe it's Prima. It's because I'm based, guys. Oh, I'm also wearing my Majora's Mask shirt today. Well, I say Majora's Mask shirt. I own 5 of them. I had a vast selection to choose from. So from 02 to 03, that was still about a year, and we got two games. Then Four Swords Adventures came out, which was just this little 4-person GameCube game. And that came out in 04, so a year. Then Minish Cap came out in 04, same year. Then Twilight Princess came out in 06, 2 years. Then Phantom Hourglass came out in 07. Oh, but we have Link's Crossbow Training in between that, which I also have that game. But Link's Crossbow Training, which is just this little target practice game. Landon, you ever played Link's Crossbow Training?
Yes, I did, and it's the best Legend of Zelda game out there.
Did you have the crossbow attachment?
Oh yeah, I did.
He knows what's good, chat. He's based. Anyway, Phantom Hourglass. Love Phantom Hourglass. Lineback is so scrunkly. Every Zelda game's got that character, though. Then we got Spirit Tracks came out in 09, 2 years later. Then the remakes for Ocarina and Majora came out in, I think, 11 and 12, respectively. So that was 2 years. And, gosh. Then we had A Link Between Worlds, which they were kind of in between remaking a game and making a new game. So they did kind of a Link to the Past, but a new game. And that came out in... It came out before Breath of the Wild. That had to have come out, like, sometime between 13 and 16. Sometime in between that. So yeah. So far, we are seeing, on average, 1 to 3, a max of 5 years between mainline Zelda games. It has been almost 10 years since Breath of the Wild came out. I do not count Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom as 2 separate things in this version. Because the way I see it is, it's kind of like Majora's Mask. It's like an asset flip, more or less. I know it's got more stuff, but same kind of locations, similar story, builds off each other. I see that as a direct sequel, because it is a direct sequel. So I see it kind of like Majora's Mask. And in here, I didn't count Majora's Mask as its own thing. I counted that as, like with its original game. So tell me, Nintendo, why has it been almost 10 years? I would like to know.
To be fair, the games are a lot bigger now.
To
than
be
what they were
fair,
before.
I just want another fun, cartoony, like 10-hour, little
Right,
puzzle
but like
game.
even then they're too focused on remakes.
I don't even want to hear you say that. You know the last time we got a Zelda remake? Years ago. The last Zelda
But
remake.
that's Link's Awakening?
Yeah, and that was
Or
like 6 years ago.
sure.
And that game was actually pretty good. I may not have liked the style all that much. I thought it was a nice style.
Oh, they made that Zelda one.
They did make that Zelda one. However, nobody talks about that Zelda one. I see that as
Yeah,
a
no.
spin-off. Which even then, I I don't know what I really think about that one. Guys, I think I'm stuck. Good boys. Oh, I should have put polish on there. Yay! Got 100. Oh, no. No polish wouldn't
Yes.
have done anything. I will put that on the shelf. Yay! Ooh, I got rewards. This is so cool. Spend 3 hours restoring games? That's like in-game time, right? Or
Yeah, it's gotta be because we've been doing this 50 minutes or
yeah.
so.
Put it out of the sunlight, please. Yes. But anyway, guys, all I'm saying is they really need to go back to their roots of what this series was, because it's practically unrecognizable even from the games before Breath of the Wild and the newer stuff. Like we we just don't get, cuz I'm not talking about spin-offs. Spin-offs are nice. I like spin-offs a lot. Um but the last time we got a brand new mainline standalone Zelda game was almost a decade ago.
Yeah, like a brand new everything.
Yeah. And even then, I'm kind of on the fence with this Ocarina of Time remake because it looks good, don't get me wrong. However, I don't know if, because we haven't seen very much, and it's still early footage, it's not gameplay footage or anything. I don't know if the style really matches the tone of Ocarina of Time, because Ocarina of Time is like super fantasy heavy. It might be just a little bit too on the realism side. But even though we haven't really seen the game all that much, I
And that's
just.
fair to say, but what I mainly hope for is
Mhm,
that they do the like when like the adult time.
mhm.
I hope they just make that really dark.
I really hope so. It would be really nice to have two different art styles. To have that
Yeah.
fantasy kitty cartoony art style,
Yep.
and then to have
Then it gets like dark,
then
mature.
it gets that really dark, mature. What they wanted Ocarina of Time to be. Okay. For those of you who were not alive at the time, uh, after Ocarina of Time came out, and after would have been after Majora's Mask came out too. There was Space World. Space World was a thing. It was a demo, tech demo that happened every year, and they would show off their games. It was basically E3. Uh, Rest in peace E3, but it was basically like a direct. It happened once a year, I believe. And at one of these space worlds, because they'd always show off their big stuff there. They showed off this like gritty, dark, hyper realistic Link fighting Ganon Ocarina of Time style thing. And everybody thought this is what they're going to develop into the next Zelda game. But then we got the Wind
They got
Waker,
Wind
which
Waker.
was the total opposite. Except for at the end of the game where Link, stabs through his skull. But that's pretty dark. But
I'm gonna be
anyway.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
Wind Waker Link might be one of the hardest motherfucker. Like
Oh yeah.
he wasn't chosen. He just had that dog in
He
him.
had that dog in him. He definitely did. He definitely had that dog in him.
He
He
just
wasn't
wanted
doing
his
it.
sister back
He wasn't
home.
doing it for no woman. He was doing it for his little sister and his grandma.
Granny
His
had him spin the block.
Gosh, such a good game. But anyway, So then we got Wind Waker, and everybody was really, really mad. Because they're like, what is this? He's cartoony. He's a little guy. He meows like a cat. He does, in fact, meow like a cat. But anyway. But then we got Twilight Princess a couple years later, and I think that really, did him good. Because the thing with games is the process takes like 7 to 8 years for one of those mainline games. So it was obvious they weren't showing off the next game and that they were planning it for the game after that. Like at another space world, they showed off, it was called like Mario 128 or 124 or something, and it was just this little demo which had that many Marios and they were playing on a space. And there's this one they were playing on a sphere. But that would not be used for Mario Sunshine, the next game that came out. It would, however, be the basis for Mario Galaxy because they
It's a
couldn't
good
get
game.
down the Galaxy mechanic. Galaxy is one of the best Mario games. But there's a Discord. Guys, I think I'm going to join the Discord. I'm going to join the Discord. Oh. It says create account. I have an account. I'm going to have to log in later, but very, very interesting stuff, guys. If you guys want me to go through my collection, I own, okay, not to brag or anything, I own about 95% of every NES game that came out in America. I own 3 Virtual Boys and every Virtual Boy game that ever came out. I own practically every single issue of Nintendo Power ever made, including multiple of the final issue still in their plastic, and when you got that final issue, which came out in like 2011, 2012, it came out when the Wii was still, a thing. You got
Hmm.
this piece of paper from Nintendo telling you how sorry they were that they were shutting down and that this was the final issue. I've got it still sealed in the original plastic with said thing.
I'm
I
gonna
have
open it.
ah. He would be dead to me, guys. But
I'm
anyway,
gonna open all your sealed things.
I would scream. But no, I've got so much really cool. I have the Zelda board game, for goodness sake. The Zelda board game. I bet you didn't know that existed. The Zelda board game.
No,
It
no,
came out like Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 era. It's really
sure.
cool. I own. I've got so many things. If you guys have seen those like DK oldie videos where they make like the ultimate blank console, that's not even close to what those ultimate consoles could be. Let's be honest. I've said let's be honest a lot today, but
Oh yeah.
if you guys would like me to break down parts of my collection, I would love to break down parts of my collection. I really love my collection, and I'm a little bit of an archivist, so I love to archive my things on the internet, and I'd love to have the opportunity to do that, especially for things that would likely never again see the light of day, like that special version of the Mario game. And wow, guys, that fever's hitting hard if you cannot tell. Whoa, Sanji bottle. It got lost in the mail 4 separate times on my way over to me. But yeah. However, that was Cozy Game Restoration. If you liked it and would like us to play more when the full game comes out, because gosh, I would love to play it when the full game comes out. Uh, Dev, please reach out to me, please. But anyway, this has been Who Even Knows, and we're off to go record for another 10 hours. So,
Yay!
bye,
Bye
guys!
bye.